One of the hardest decisions a car owner can make is what tires to put on your vehicle. Whether it's new or has 200,000 miles, it might be kind of a hard decision, and we're not really that well educated on what tires are good, where to buy, and things like that. So today we're going to be doing an overview of what to kind of look for when you are making a tire purchase, whether your car have 50,000 miles or 300, as well as we will be doing a review of the Kumo Road Venture tires and why we chose them for my brother's 2019 Dodge Durango Pursuit. So where should you start your search for your new tires? Well, it's a great question, and a question that I get asked all the time. You take the car off the lot, you drive it for 60,000 miles, you love it, and now it's time to get tires. It can be a daunting task. The first thing you'll want to do is figure out your tire size. Now, luckily these are printed on the sidewall of the tire and will come in a format like this. A 3-digit number is how wide the tire is. This is mostly going to depend on if you have a performance car or not. More performance-oriented vehicles tend to have wider tires in the high 200s, low 300 range. Most passenger vehicles should be in the low 200 range. Two numbers are going to be the sidewall. From the rim to the tread, how tall the tire is. The bigger this number, the more cushier ride you're going to have. The smaller this number, the more hard the ride is going to be. Now, these first two numbers can change slightly when buying tires. If you have a 225 tire, you could probably also fit a 230 or a 220. Same with the sidewall. You can probably fit a 45 or a 50 or a 55. However, the last number that comes after the R cannot be changed. This is your rim size, and so this cannot be adapted to different rim sizes. So if you have 15-inch rims, you have to get R15 tires. If you have 20-inch rims, you have to get R20 tires, if that makes sense. The second thing you need to think about for your tire purchasing decision is your driving. Where do you tend to drive your car? What climate do you tend to drive your vehicle in? This vehicle is on semi-off-road tires because my brother drives a lot on gravel roads and sometimes they're washed out and he wants that extra grip. Light off-roading, you know, kind of like this, going over some ruts, going through some gravel patches, things like that. Nothing too crazy, but crazy enough to warrant a little bit more tread. But if you drive mostly in cities, maybe stick with an all-season, maybe even a summer tire. If you live here in the Midwest, you're probably going to want at least an all-season or maybe even winter tires. Similarly, if your car is more performance-oriented, maybe it's a summer-only vehicle, go with summer performance tires. So figure out your driving. 99% of cars and 99% of driving is all-season driving. These are going to be very middle-of-the-road tires. They're going to kind of be pretty good or decent enough in all applications of driving, whether that be dry, wet, or snow, where a summer tire is going to be amazing in the dry, but awful in the wet or snow. So think about that, what kind of driving you do, and search out that kind of tire. The third thing you should look out for or think about is consulting the OEM tire or original equipment manufacturer tire that came on your car. My Mazda came on a set of Continentals. However, don't take that as scripture. The Continentals that came on my Mazda had a really small sidewall, so I got a bubble in the tire very easily, and it rode not so great. So while finding the OEM specs is a great place to start, also consider that maybe technology has progressed in the last 10 or 15 years since you purchased the vehicle. Also consider the fact that maybe Toyota got a really cheap deal for the tires that they originally put on their Corollas. So maybe they weren't even the best. With those three things, you should be able to figure out what tires you want and need, and you can always consult a local tire shop. So let's talk about these tires specifically. Well, they are a very nice mix of adventurous grippy tire and on-road presence. These aren't mud boggers. However, they do have a pretty decent amount of grip to them. Because this vehicle does live here in Chicago in the wintertime, these are going to be absolutely wonderful getting through that snow and ice. However, they can still be driven during the summer. Now, these are more aggressive tires than what you would find in a regular all-season, and that does come with a downside. On the road, these do make a fair amount more noise than a standard road tire, and so that is a downside for sure, but this added grip and capability has really been a good selling point for this vehicle as I get audio bombed by an ambulance. Kumo has always been a really good cross between affordability and product quality. These are not bottom of the barrel tires. They have really good quality, they have great grip, although they do wear down a little bit faster than some of the bigger named brands. They have a little bit lower of a tread wear rating. That means that they'll get really good grip in the meantime. And so if you go through tires quite a bit, Kumos have always been really good. They are a budget-friendly option while still offering great performance like these Road Venture tires have. So just as a quick recap, when you are looking to purchase your tires, first, figure out your tire size and what your vehicle standard needs. Second, figure out your driving, what you need out of a tire, whether that be an all-season, whether that be a performance tire, whether that be an off-road tire, what kind of scenarios you expect to be in while driving your vehicle. And number three, check out what deals there are and what other technology might have progressed since your vehicle came out, and just weigh your options. You don't ever want to go with the cheapest, and odds are you don't ever really want to go with the most expensive. Somewhere in the middle is probably going to be a safe bet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Huge thank you to Kumo Tire for sending me this set of Road Ventures for the Durango to test out and review. They have been absolutely wonderful to work with. If you'd like to pick up a set of your own, you can find it down in the description below.